Fish and Wildlife Service gave us a grant to go out and collect a bunch of endangered Cumberland darters. These fish are found in Kentucky and a little bit of Tennessee above the Cumberland Falls. The recovery plan calls for knowing a genetic roadmap for this species, sort of a plan for recovery. Our project is to go out, catch these fish, get little fin clips from them for tissue to look at their DNA and determine how similar or dissimilar those populations are, and to see how genetically diverse those populations may or may not be. You really need to know this information on how similar populations are and what their genetic diversity is to be able to do a propagation and reintroduction program that actually does more good than it does harm. Going out and catching the fish, we don't really need a fancy building to do that. But we now have our fancy Conservation Institute building with all sorts of really cool things like a genetics lab. And we could not have done the second part of this study, actually looking at the genetic diversity of these populations, without our genetics lab. So we could not have done this project without the brand new Conservation Institute here on the banks of the Tennessee River. This study is going to take about 2 years to accomplish, and it's going to give us a good roadmap of how to propagate and perhaps reintroduce these individuals in various streams. But it doesn't do any good if you put fish back in a system that is still degraded. They're just not going to make it. So we're going to have to restore a lot of these degraded streams to what they were years ago, and that's just going to take a long time. It takes a lot less money and a lot less effort and a lot less time to preserve a good stream system than to try to recover one that's been degraded. And so, as I like to say, an ounce of prevention is worth a ton of cure when it comes to aquatic conservation.